up everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you all how I beat one of my saltiest opponents. This person was winning in one moment of the game and they just got too confident because they took one of my pieces. They sent me a troll face in the chat and they were just like, hey, you know, I beat you, I'm a better player. But after that I decided to start fighting even more, and with just one great move this opponent went to cry to their mom. They stalled the game, they were gone for 3 minutes and they just let the time run out, which is not very fair towards me as their opponent, so I reported them for stalling, because you know I have my time in my life that I want to spend in the ways that I want to spend, and my opponent was messing with that, so I think that they deserved a very nice little report. But they truly made this opponent cry and get mad. They maybe even broke their phone, so maybe that's the reason why they didn't come to the game for 3 minutes, because I just completely outplayed them as soon as I saw that they were like overly confident. So let me show you what happened in this game. So you can see my opponent is 742 rating from USA. I am 766. And this opponent actually has a higher accuracy than me, 82.6, I have 70.7, which is not bad for a 700, you know. I also have one great move, which was the game deciding move, which definitely made my opponent feel very low on confidence. So my opponent had like an emotional roller coaster during this game, because he literally was very high on confidence in one moment, and then in another moment he was very low on confidence. So that's probably why he left, because I kind of messed with his emotions and I messed with him as a person, not as a chess player. So here I psychologically like outplayed my opponent, maybe not in chess but in life, you know. So maybe that is also important in chess, to know your opponent, to know them as a person, to know their weak points. Okay guys, so let me show you how I did it. So I played with the white pieces and I go with e4. I wanted to play the Italian, but this man was just like no, so he played the Sicilian defense. I decided to go, okay, I go d4 because I don't know, I recently found out about Smith-Morra and I really like it because it's aggressive, and I like to go d4 immediately. Before this I would play the Ponziani when I see the Sicilian, but now I decided to play Smith-Morra. So he didn't take my pawn, so I decided to go c3, after which I develop my knight on f3, and here again I develop another knight on c3. So my position is looking good. My opponent develops his knight as well, after which I develop my bishop on c4, because that is my Italian bishop and a very good place for your light square bishop to be at when you're playing with the white pieces. So my opponent makes here the first inaccuracy of the game, which is knight to f6. And here I kicked this knight, and this was an okay move, but after this I made like kind of a mistake of losing that pawn. I mean, I castled, which is the best move, but my opponent can now freely take this pawn for free, you know, so they're +2 currently, but I didn't care. So here I made a mistake of bishop b3. They say that I should have actually traded this horse here in the center and threaten a checkmate here, because the bishop was here, you know. So we are looking at this f pawn, which is a very weak pawn for black, because he is not castled, but I missed that and I actually make a mistake, but it doesn't matter. Like, my opponent goes to his fianchetto and I go rook e1, which is an inaccuracy, but I don't know, I wanted to just put more pressure on this knight and I wanted to like be able to eventually get that piece. But here he decided to trade it, so I took with my queen, and here I was actually thankful to my opponent for taking this, because I wanted my queen to be on this active square. And now look at this, both queen and the bishop are again staring at this f pawn, which is very weak, so my opponent has to castle up, and that is exactly what he does. So here you can see I made a couple of mistakes, my opponent as well, but like he's +2, the bot thinks he's winning by 1.7, and his king is now safe. He has this fianchetto, which is sometimes a problem for me to, you know, go in. So I decided to develop my bishop to f4, after which he attacked my queen like this. So I just moved here, which is not the best move, honestly, but I didn't feel like thinking in this position. He didn't trade up, he actually goes with the best move, which is d6. I have no idea how do 700s find some moves like these, which are not very obvious best moves, but they, he did it. So here I do another inaccuracy. See? My opponent outplayed me, okay? So after this, my opponent actually forked me, and I allowed my opponent to win a rook. I go here with the queen on h4, and here I got a horse for a rook, which is obviously not a good trade for me, and my opponent is winning by 4.4. And after this move, after my opponent took my rook like that, he sent me a troll emoji in the chat, thinking like he is winning. He is now the best player in the world, he's the new Magnus Carlsen. So after that, I was like, you know what, I actually have to beat you. But I didn't beat him, he beat himself in this position. Which is like very interesting. You actually make your opponents, they're winning, then they like stop thinking of blundering because they feel easier, like they're like, oh, I'm already winning, so I don't care, and after that they blundered and throw the whole game. So look what happens. He does the best move, kicks my bishop, and here I do the best move. I decided to go here with this bishop to attack the queen, because not like that, of course, the arrows are never working. But because if I didn't do that, he's here looking at my queen, I didn't want to blunder my queen. So that's why I decided to go with bishop g5. And he does the best move once again, f6, because that definitely wins a bishop. Here I did this, an inaccurate move, but I didn't care. I just wanted to get rid of this dark square bishop, and he took my light square bishop as well. So now my opponent, who sent me a troll face in the chat and who was full on confidence after all of these exchanges that were bad for me, he's +7 by material, plus 5.4 by position and by the evaluation bar. And I'm just like here thinking, I have to beat this person because I cannot allow my opponents to get overly confident like this. So I decide to take this pawn. I'm like, okay, it is what it is, +6. I played worse position, so what is the worst that can happen? And here my opponent straight up blunders the whole game. So when I say that my opponent outplayed himself, that he actually beat himself in this position, I wasn't the one responsible for this, I was responsible for the mind games by playing chess. I decided to let him get this bishop. I didn't care, I show that I am unfazed, but my opponent immediately throws the whole game, gives me a mate on the board. And after that, I took this. Let's see what does the stockfish say. What is the best move here? Okay, so I actually should have gone here, fork these two, but I wanted to take this man's queen. Okay, guys, that's why I took this. I wanted to take this man's queen because I was looking at this. This horse here looks amazing, but it would be better if the queen was here instead of a rook, because I want to mess with this opponent's feelings and thoughts. I don't want to mess with him like in chess wise, because I already gave up on that because he outplayed me, so I wanted to mess with him as a person, and that's why I took this up, which is a miss and which is not a good positional move maybe, but after this they have no other ways of taking it, so they have to take with queen, and that is the best move. But you immediately get into a fork, which is a very, very sucky move for black. And look at my opponent, he just plays here king to f7, another best move, and I take the queen, and here he left. So his time on the clock was 3 minutes and 32 seconds, guys. That is crazy. I was sitting here for 3.5 minutes waiting for my opponent to do something just so that I can win a game that I deserve to win, but he decided to go and cry to his mom. So I mean, I'm happy with the result. I outplayed him in like maybe some other ways than chess. I outplayed him mentally. I showed that I'm a stronger person, and that one troll emoji won't crush my spirit, and that actually will make me just, play even more aggressive. So evaluation here, rating wise, is 800 for me, Thank you, chess.com. I love that. And 1100 for my opponent, which is, you know, they outplayed me. They truly did outplay me. But, you know, I outplayed them at the end. So the ending of the game is honestly the only thing that matters, because that is what decides the winner. So even if you blunder 700 pieces, like, if you manage to win them back after that, why should you care, you know? Sometimes it's, you have to be down material, but you have a better position. It doesn't have to be all black and white. Okay, guys? I literally got so thirsty after talking for so long. So guys, this is the game. This is the scammer. This is the crybaby that wanted to make me feel insecure and bad about my chess skills, but they actually ended up showing their true chess skills. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching my videos. Make sure that you're subscribed, and if you want to see more content, then let me know. Also, let me know, what do you think? Have you ever like been in a situations where your opponents are using your time, and how does that make you feel? Because it truly made me feel bad, you know. I could have done many other things in those 3.5 minutes, but instead I was here waiting for my opponent to, you know, just for his time to run out, because he wasn't there. He surely left, you know. He surely left and like crashed a couple of things in his house. So I feel kind of a little bit bad, but at the same time, he deserved it, you know, because he was mean first, so I had to pay him back. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. Have a nice day and subscribe to this channel. That is it from your chess doctor, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.